All right, hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing this morning? Sorry, I got to put the microphone back on. Have to take it off because obviously Kip will help himself to the microphone and then break microphone number 2. Anyway, sorry, I got a little bit of a little tiny bit of a late start. There was priorities, coffee, right? Coffee. There was a line at the I don't want to say Starbucks because I don't do Starbucks. It was the home Starbucks, right? Whatever you want to call it. Melissa was grabbing coffee too, and I was like, make it go faster. Anyway, looking at the markets right now, we just had, again, some interesting data come out. 2 p.m. this morning, or 2 a.m. this morning, we had CPI. Look at that. They broke the 10 mark. I was kind of wondering, where they went from 9.9 to 9.8. I was like, I wonder if this comes in right at 10 flat, just so they could say, hey. But instead, it came in at 10.1. Right, Ayo, broke that 10 mark. So, yeah. But the interesting thing about it is you are seeing a little bit of pound strength, right? Versus like pound yen. You're seeing it. Pound dollar's more or less flat. And again, I think people are kind of confused. They're like, what do we do with this one, right? And you're seeing -2, -3, 0. These were all 0 just a second ago with that news that came out. But yeah, so kind of a weird situation. We know that, again, they're going into a recession. No major surprises there. They see this 10.1 and it's kind of like, my God, can we raise it again? Are we really going to do this again? Is it going to be as strong? What does it look like? So you're seeing there's a kind of a muted reaction at this point, but 10.1%, man, like, can't believe we broke through 10. Yeah, it just shows that they will be tumbling even worse. Not the most fortunate thing over there for people in the UK. And then retail sales. Just got those numbers in and kind of mixed. And at the same time, this is really throwing people for a loop because, you look at this, you're like, well, this one, look, that's not as bad as expected. But they adjusted down last time, so it wasn't technically as high. And then retail sales basically came in flat, right? It was a 0.8 last time, which they adjusted down. They expected more, and it's kind of like, not really. It's flat. But again, is this adjustment, because last time they said it was 1, it came down 0.2. They expected 0.1, it came in at 0. Basically being flat, it's like, what do we do with that? Is that good? Is that bad? And the reality is people don't actually know, right? Now, we do have FOMC meeting notes, and I think a lot of this kind of muted effect. And when I say muted, look at the dollar. The dollar's like, wait, what do we do? Retail sales, what? Up, down? Where we go with this, right? People don't really know. And the reason why is because, again, this right here, FOMC meeting notes. So a lot of the data we've gotten over the last 7 days or so, has been very interesting to the point where it's kind of like, oh, look at that. It's working. Inflation's coming down, but the inflation that's coming down, right? We know at this point that basically all the inflation that's coming down is from oil and gas, right? And, some food, but the food costs haven't really gone back. It's been mostly like gas prices, right? And again, there's been some demand destruction there and, different reasons for that one. But besides that, you look at core numbers, and core numbers are still increasing as that inflation is kind of spilling over into other things. And it's something we mentioned before, right? Eventually, gas prices are high. The costs of all that do eventually filter over, right? Because if it costs more, then again, it's got to be rolled to people somehow, right? So a little bit more room to run, right? I think. I don't know. I don't think this is going to change the trajectory too much, but I think people are a little bit worried that they're starting to see some red numbers, and it looks like inflation is getting more under control. But again, getting under control at 8.6%, it's not really what it's not what you're looking for, right? That's not the mandate is 2%, not 8.6. So yeah. So I don't think that they're going to, I don't think they're going to change course too much, but again, we'll see what they say today. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have a much slower day looking for that. Tonight, awesome news again. Last night, all that data came in, and again, New Zealand went up to 3. You saw there was a little bit of a wage kind of miss here, showing that, listen, it's not keeping track. Again, they're still continuing to see inflation out there, and we saw the awesome movement for that one. But tonight, we have the unemployment change and the employment change and the unemployment rate. So, yeah, it's a big release, right? Not expected to have many changes, but we'll see. If this one comes in at a 3.6 or like a 3.4, I think you get some decent movement. If it comes in more or less dead on, I don't think we'll get as much movement out there. But again, holding the 3.5 is really good for Australia. So, it's there. Just, again, keep an eye on that one. There's not tons more we can do with it right now. But again, I do like it. With nothing else going on tonight, if there is a miss, again, look to see what price. Like I said, I'm not trying to guess what the miss would be, but what I am saying is look to see where price moves ahead of the release, right? Because a lot of times, remember, these are, there's kind of that telltale, oh, is this happening, right? Are they doing this? And when we do get that, that's tends to be where you get the nice news trades. There was a nice news trade with it last night, and I'll show you what that looked like. Going into tomorrow, back down into the orange numbers, and again, people will be dissecting and pulling apart the FOMC meeting notes from today. But we have Philly, and again, Philly Fed is expected to be going down again. Remember, we just got big numbers. Was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. The Empire State numbers were dismal, right? They expected them to be positive, and they came in horrible, right? Minus 31. Looking at tomorrow, again, expected to go negative. They're expecting them to be negative. But the question is, the other one was supposed to be positive 5 and it was minus 30. Is this going to be a big kind of slam right here? All right, are we going to get something big there? Followed up at the same time with unemployment claims. And existing home sales, you're already starting to see them start to deteriorate. And again, there's been a lot of talk out there about, existing home sales and, people are basically saying, it's like, oh, this is because of the Fed and because of that. And, we're seeing this and this one rolls over and, people thus far aren't phased. Well, I guess we'll see. Home values, again, we've seen mortgage rates kind of bounce all over the place. Home values aren't going too crazy yet, but I think that's, I think this is just the beginning of what we see with housing. And again, starting to see home sales, dropping. People always sell homes. That's just, that's not going to disappear anytime soon. But seeing this continued trend and seeing them talk about it, again, for a lot of people, they're one, I guess not source of wealth, but they're, one investment that a lot of people have, if they do not have retirement policies with like 401ks and things like that, tends to be their home, right? When home values start to go down, that also kind of puts a little crimp on things, and people talk about, how much wealth destruction they have. And again, a lot of it is associated back with housing. So, not kind of an intraday trader type, news release, but something that's important nonetheless. And then obviously George is speaking. What's he speaking at? Esther George. Yeah, probably nothing big there. Is a voting member, so maybe we'll get something. And then RZB. So, yeah, so that's it for today. Like I said, Aussie is the biggest mover out there, and again, a lot of that is coming off of this level last night, right? It's from this one right here. You see this weakness here, it's red, and then again, slam down to the red side on this one. All right, so let's dive into charts, and we will start up top with the VIX. So VIX in the overnight did power its way higher. And again, it kind of seems like that's been a trend lately. Off hours, we seem to have volatility going higher. And again, there's all kinds of things going on. Yesterday, I don't know, my phone pulls obviously weird things, but, I guess a think tank said that if it was kind of an interesting thing. I don't know why the think tank was playing like simulation games. It basically saying that if the United States went to save Taiwan, that they could successfully hold off a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. Okay. It would cost like 900 planes or something like that, but they would be successful, right? But at the same time, I don't think that basically defangs China, and China would come back stronger. And, again, losing 900 planes is kind of a, I don't know, 900 planes seem like a lot of planes, right? And, yeah, there's other implications that would, be involved there. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's again, I don't know if that's the increase, but again, I saw that late last night that they were talking about it, and that was in the news. Think tank says that the U.S. could defend Taiwan if it wanted to, but at what cost? What would the real cost be down the road? So we'll see what that looks like. And then again, the dollar, we already talked about it. You can see with retail sales, absolutely nothing. It's really kind of setting itself up right now to kind of run into FOMC meeting notes, and then we'll kind of see, what happens from there. right? We'll see what happens from there. All right, let's dive into currencies. Nope, not that one. This one right here. All right, so here's the trade from last night. You can see I marked it off. It was pretty easy. We had a zone that was put in about 2 o'clock yesterday and kind of pushed itself away. And then at 8 o'clock, about a half hour before, I guess 7:30, it started to push back up again, right? And then ended up being up in this little 30-minute zone, right? Just in time for news. And then boom, a quick 30 pip to the downside. And then it came back up again. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, really, I guess 3 o'clock is the green over here. But it did come up and grab it again. So if you didn't catch it here and you're just saying, hey, listen, there's a base, there's news that punched off of it. Hey, there's still sellers there. You could have grabbed it from here and you had a big deterioration. Now, it did push down. We had a profit target down here at 69.85. We talked yesterday about, a decent level of buying, but we were already in a short with a newly established level. So we're always a little bit more cautious to say, hey, this was a long. Yeah, yesterday it was a long, but we didn't see this base. This base hadn't formed yet. We were sitting over here, right? Once it formed the base with a confirmation, all of a sudden in a short sequence, we are looking for a profit ticket and a target, and that would have been our profit target. Interestingly enough, it did come down. You can see, look at all the basing. It's been about an hour, 2 hours there at 5:30 in the morning. No 5:30 reversal, but it did really fight through and broke through that 61.8 and actually came down and broke the 78. So again, this is now off. We don't care about that anymore. That one didn't provide any stop. I don't need that one currently right now, but let's run this the other direction now and see. We'll go high to low. Right there. So look at that. So right where we are right now, and again, if we continue to break lower, we got to adjust it. But look where that 50% is right now. It's where the entry of this last kind of push was. I would keep this mark right here. And again, all I'm doing is extending this across. You can see that that's literally, it's like bisecting, not perfectly, but pretty close to the 23.6. So if we do get some type of a stabilization here, and it's hard when we roll into the U.S. session. Again, with the data that we just saw from retail sales, it's kind of, it's a little bit harder for everyone. It's kind of like, we typically see dollar strength once we have the U.S. open, not dollar weakness, unless obviously the data justifies it. But the data was kind of mixed, so it's kind of hard to say that is really justified. If this rolls back up, and the question is, I just don't feel like it's going to. I was gonna say, like, if this is the bottom, right, or like if we can't break much lower in the next 30 minutes, like if we get really stuck right here, this could be another possible entry, or another possible entry for a pullback, right? Something along those lines. Again, it's an old level. Right, it's an old level, strong push off, came down and then based in there, even when it was a 78.6, or it was a 61 before. That'd be a level I'd watch out for. So again, look for this 69.64. We can remove this target right now, pull that off, and again, areas where we have potential buyers coming in. There is one here. It's not very big. It is tested. Again, because it is the Aussie, if we're able to drive down to that level, maybe for news tonight, right? Maybe for news tonight, but I'd be very cautious with that one. It's not the biggest level, and it did go about halfway through, so not the best, right? We're typically looking for more of a clear, a little bit better looking candle, and I wouldn't say that that's the better looking candle in that one. But right now, again, obviously keep on your radar. This upper level at 69.64. Again, potential pop area, and again, maybe for news time, check it out later tonight. Maybe 69.03 or really 69 flat is kind of where we're looking for that one. And then beyond that, we have some levels much, much lower. But unfortunately, with this news spike down, kind of there was your reestablishment. That's the only area of buyers that we have. Yeah, it's about 25 pips, so we'd probably have to come down and stabilize and bounce on it to be able to use it for news tonight. So, I don't know. But anyway, here was the Austin, in the overnight. Decent little trade setup, though. And actually, you know what? Let me see. I believe that was what, 72 or 70. Oops, sorry. I'm like, what am I doing? 'And just so you guys know, 71. right there. And let's change that to blue and change that to white. And that works fine. There was a call spread, right? There was a call spread. So when it pushed into the zone, it was a little bit outside of the money. Again, in the overnight, daily call spread on this one, not too expensive. And what are we now? Let's see, from entry, which would have been there, about 103 pips to the downside, right? 103 pips to the downside. So quite a runner. And it is a call spread, so it doesn't have that knockout ability to the top side. But it's about halfway through, right? It's about halfway through. And this is one of those 250 price ones. So 250 spread ones. So not bad, but there's a nice little call spread in this one last night. Aussie Yen. So Aussie Yen. So yesterday morning, we talked about kind of, again, we got this little spike up because of news, and then we had that failure to go higher, and it's like, let's mark that area off. And you can see right here, late last night, it hit it, dropped it, and then again, for European session, really, I guess it was more or less the pound spike, but we ended up getting it again, and it dropped all the way back down. So again, obviously a short play in this one. We mentioned the level. We talked about getting short. And we really needed to find a base in there. And the base came in with this failure to go higher right here. So again, you could have got short here. If not, you would have got short here. This is a pretty big runner too. 50 to there and then 76 to the way down. So right now, still looking for further deterioration. We know that we have a potential Harry Potter setting up down here, and we'll shrink it a little bit. We're going to put it there. You can see we had the 2 strikes through. So again, the zone is really an area that we're kind of looking for basing to occur. We really need a new level to be formed, and then we know we have a racetrack below that. So we know from really, I guess, from here, really from here down, right? In this box here, we know that we really don't have many. Oops, I just wanted to extend it. We know that we really don't have much until this 92.45 level. So again, kind of seeing what the base looks like when it comes down, still looking for the Aussie to deteriorate. Is it rock solid? Maybe. It depends. I mean, news could definitely drive it there, but we'll see where the yen takes it today. Right now, the yen is the driving factor because there's not really a whole lot of there's not going to be, obviously right now, during this time, the Aussie market is closed. I mean, in reality, I mean, if I think that the number could be, somewhat decent, right? Again, there's not expected to be much change. I don't feel that it's going down, but if it did, I think that would be a major surprise and then bring a lot of strength in. I guess the employment number could be good. I don't know. There's a lot more reasons why I think this goes down than it goes up. Okay, a lot more reasons why it goes down. And again, that kind of sets us up if we're basing in here. Again, look for a short drop in below 93.20 later on tonight for news. All right, but again, we know if we can break through this level once we have a base, gives us a level worth of risk. Look for the pullback, get short, and then again, we know that this becomes a profit target down here at 92.45. And if you look, that's the last time we've had really a tested zone. Got a little hiccup here, but tested zone is coming in right here. All right, euro dollar. There's your euro dollar play. Not much we can do with it right now. You can see that Europeans stepped in right here, right? And then reversal time right there, right? So I wouldn't say it was major trending. Again, it was a low, came up. We knew this was a level of sellers before. It was also the 23.6 that we drew yesterday morning. Yesterday, we were sitting right around here, right? We were pulling up to that level. If you got in yesterday, again, for just purely 23 reasons, you've held this one a long time, right? You've held it for over 24 hours. 5:30 this morning was really the confirmation off of it. Actually, either one. I would say that the 1 o'clock or even the 5:30. But it hasn't really left the range. There's nothing in here. I like this one. You should technically be short this position already. If you did it from here, which again, I think is really the best case scenario, you can see 1 to 3 is sitting right there. It has not hit it yet. It is about a 1-to-1 right now. I do actually like this position to the bearish side. And the reason why is because I don't feel, with all the news, I feel like the market's kind of like, well, wait a second, is the Fed going to slow down a little bit? I don't think the Fed is going to slow down a little bit. I think they're going to stay with their kind of slow and steady pace that they're doing. Like I said, it was one data point, and they've mentioned things in the past about the one data point. I also think that the market is, I don't know. I feel like the market is getting a little bit gun shy with a lot of the China news because eventually, like we don't actually have to shoot bullets or blow up tanks to have a war with China. If China wants to screw us, they're going to screw us either way, right? A lot of the supply chain filters through China. They don't have to, put it this way. We need them a lot more than they need us, right? So again, obviously they like the U.S. consumer, right? The U.S. consumer is good, but we can only buy, like, here's the thing. There are other consumers in the world that they could go to. Maybe they don't get paid as much money for them, right? But there's only one country that produces like China does, right? There's only one country that produces like them, and they control a lot of stuff. So, yeah, not a country we want to battle on an economic front right now. Anyway, I think that this comes down, and I think 101.17 is an area that we look for a potential balance. We've already, kind of see it kind of get front run right here, right? We've got the front run aspect of it. We are below, and again, this is also the 61.8. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the 50 is sitting right here. And we'll just put it black. There's your 50, and there's your 61.8. So again, understand that this kind of chopping back and forth is really banging between these two levels. And if it does come down, this is a 61.8 right here, right? This black bar is a 61.8. So, do I have text? Can I put text in the middle of that? That would be great if I could. Text, where? I wonder where it puts it. Can I put it in the middle, inside? Middle? Oh, look at that. That is nice. I change that white. And then... Oh. I don't like that one as much. There you go. There's your 61.8 right there. So much better. Right? So... not a bad position. And again, extending that across, put it right there, right? Right there. There's your 61.8 in front of the zone. All right? So, yeah, look for that one to continue to push down. Actually, yeah, I like those. I may actually use that more often. Yeah, because these are just kind of a pain to see sometimes. It's nice. Be nice to see it over here. All right, euro pound. All right, so there's euro pound. It's basically riding. I mean, look at that. That's pretty good, right? Drove it down, and look at that. Rode it on the top, and it's riding on the top right now. Not too bad, right? And again, this is kind of funny. You may say, well, wait a second, this is pound weakness. Yes, it's pound weakness. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is pound weakness. Again, a lot of it should be strong, it should be weak, doesn't necessarily matter. Remember, bad is good is bad, right? That's the story we've been playing for the last, 6 months? Right? Bad is good is bad. But on a technical level, we knew that we had sellers down there. It did go just slightly below it, but we were still looking for something to explode higher. And let's see. Euro pound, where is it? Where is it? Let's see. Where do we have on that one? Hold on. Where is it? There's the dailies. All right, so this move so far where news was right here, you can see that it's rallied. It's about 27 pips, so it's not anything that's exploding higher. The hard part about this one is, again, it does have a smaller ATR. So super early morning. I can't go back to it now, unfortunately. But one of the things about this one where it was, again, it doesn't take a lot of movement, but the reality is this is not an index-based pair. The reason why is because even the 2 hours, if you look at the euro pound 2 hour right now, it's got a 10 pip spread, right? It's got a 10 pip spread between, or I'm sorry, not spread, strike differential. Let's see. Close that one down. Right now, the 30-minute ATR on this one is 7, right? It's 7. So you would basically need an hour and a half moving straight up in one direction to be able to cover one strike differential, right? So although on a technical basis, it's kind of here, on a Nadex basis, unfortunately. And the reason I'm saying this is I got an email about this. Someone asked, well, how would I trade the euro pound if I wanted it? Unfortunately, this is why I have to understand all the Nadex products. And it used to be dollar CAD was bad. Unfortunately, the euro pound doesn't move enough, and Again, a 2 hour binary strike differential of 10 pips in something that is moving like nothing. And if I go back into here, I guess it holds 7, right? But early in the morning, it was at 5. So one of those things. It's like it would take an hour and a half just to move enough to where it moved one strike price over. It's kind of like, not so great, right? Not so great. But anyway, move these off now. And again, I can draw these easy enough for you. 3 is right there. There's the opening print. And we'll take this off. And probably have some buyers coming. Whoops, now I gotta switch it back. Whoops. I don't need it that dark now. And let's see. Could that be a 50%? It could be. Look at that. Look at that. Magically, too. Look at that. I drew my arrow. That's pretty good, right? Sometimes, sometimes when we do these drawings, it's amazing how close we get on this one, right? Look at that. From the very, very bottom. I didn't know the bottom was in yesterday because we were sitting here. We were sitting right here. And we talked about, hey, listen, being down low here somewhere, and it was just below the zone, but yet the arrow is, look at that, almost dead on. Love when it happens. Love it. Yeah, so I would say right now that's probably our target, but don't be surprised if we have a turn and reversal coming in at 83. Again, same thinking. The risk on this zone, though, is, again, 7 pips, not even 7 pips. So we're just being to the realization that this is not necessarily the biggest position. You're not getting like 90 pips in the other direction just because it has such a compressed ATR, right? It's more or less like this, right? But we keep it big. Yeah, Eki, that's pretty good, though, right? I mean, I was almost dead on that thing, right? Almost dead on. And considering we were here, right? I had no idea. It's pretty good. I surprise myself sometimes, Eki, right? Yeah. Euro yen. All right, so Euro yen. We had the one trade that came in yesterday, and we kind of had this one drawn. We talked about being a level of basing, kind of sneaking in the middle, and we talked about call spreads and things like that. It was 9:30 that opened it up, and it took till late last night, and we ended up it's completely out now. It did come up and kind of play with it again here, although again the one entry was already done, didn't pull back, and now it's driving to the 786. So I'm going to remove the 786 because it's literally right there. It's playing with. Really, what it's doing is it's playing with this zone right here. Right? And again, we talked about it yesterday. It is a 786. It is a level. We know if it breaks past, there is room to run to the top side, right? We know that there's about 70 pips to go on the top. So, and we have the target there. So, again, couple ways to look at this one. If we do break out of the top side, which would be a break of 137, right? There's a Harry Potter ability right here, right? Look for the break, a base, a pullback, and then a takeoff, right? So look for, kind of this, and that, right? Again, I think that's probably what the most likely scenario is, what we're seeing with the yen today. But again, it still needs to meet the rules, right? We got to survive the reversal. We got to see a punch through, a pullback, and then, again, taken off. And again, watch that level. 138.31 would be kind of where it goes. And I think that one, I'm pretty sure we have plenty of room there. It's probably a 1 to 4. Yeah, it's a 1 to 4. Wow, look at that. 1 to 3.8. 1 to 3 is sitting right there. So definitely got room on the long on that one. All right. I'm trying to think bottom side. And I'll leave this here just because, people like to see when they hit. Again, I'm not a big 786. I don't care necessarily. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. So it looks like 2 different longs. Right there. Looks like 2 different longs there. Okay with that one. I think I'm good with that. It's not bad, right? Good spot, right? Nice one candle bottom base, right? Nice candle shape. I like the candle shape on that one. I mean, it is at a 50. What's the risk on it? Is it too tiny? About 17 pips, so it's in that range. Could be a future trade. Got a little while till it gets back to there, right? We got about 2 days worth of movement until we can get there, but I think that 136.41, again, as long as we don't, if we find a reversal level, for some reason, if we fail with this Harry Potter, if we're unable to kind of punch through and we just base and roll back now, again, it's a trade once it, again, remember, this is a confirmation entry. If we don't get confirmation, if it hits and kind of rolls back down again, it's a level there. I don't think we need the 23, although I bet you, because that is an area and it's tested here, I bet you the 23 provides a hiccup. But I would say watch for those two. This one, again, it did bounce, right? There's something sitting in there. But that's where I'd like to kind of see this one right now, between those two levels. And again, I don't know. It's punching through like it's supposed to. We need the base and then pull back. And again, maybe 1030 provides that. So yeah, it could be an interesting trade setup there. There's the pound. So, you know what's kind of funny on this one? So we did get the push. It pulled back a little bit and then rode this. Watch this when I delete this bar. Ready for this? Right there. We were talking about being up at that level and getting short before the news, right? Remember that? Look, go back. Why go back? Whoop. There you go. Talking about being short, right? Slow grind up, and we wanted to be there for news. We were a little bit lower for news. We talked about a knockout position right there. Remove it, came right up and grabbed it. And again, 50% area of sellers, right? So we were looking for this one, and again, the short's done at this point. 1 to 3 is right there. It's actually 1 to 305. So you can see. Almost that immediately. So again, another news-based trade, if you guys are awake. Man, I jacked this one all over the place. There we go. Yeah. So this is good runner. Nice runner. 55 pips out in an hour and a half. So again, if you guys were here yesterday, you were able to catch that one. I don't think this one, let's see, did that one stop out? It may have busted the bottom. 59. Yeah, this one blew out the bottom. Yep, so this one was a full. Had you gotten into this guy, it blew out. The bottom is down here. So it would have been 59 down here. 21. Would have been right here. So yeah, that would have been a full run. So it would have been from there to there, right? And this is what that one would have looked like. There was your level of risk. And your 1 to 3 is sitting right there. So that's what your trade would have looked like, right? And again, we know that it came all the way down. So at the end of the day, you captured 1 to 4.77, right, on that knockout from news. So, and again, on pound weakness. And technically, if you look at the day, you're like, wait, that should be pound strength, right? But no, not with everything they have going on. So hopefully you guys are able to grab that one from yesterday. I would say that level is still probably good, 21.41. Look for that to kind of pop up. Again, nice reaction off of it. It didn't take much. It literally just came up and grabbed it. So look for it to, again, it's probably a rolling spot. I don't know if we can get all the way up there from now until FOMC. That would be a runner of 47 pips, and that's kind of a lot. Not to say that it can't do it, but again, that would be. It's got to get through a reversal in there. There's a lot of things in there, but if we can get up to that level again, I think it's absolutely a short. Because I think a lot of people are really concerned that the Fed's going to slow down, and that's why we're seeing kind of indecision with the dollar. But if the Fed comes out and be like, "Yo, we're still raising it. We're at 9% or 8% to go. We got a lot of room to catch up for." I think this turn and rolls right back to the downside. So, Where is it? Business, inventories, FOMC meeting notes, right there. So I would say right there is kind of where we're looking for this one. All right. Now, be very cautious if you are going to use Nadex. Nadex has finally caught on to our secret wares, right? Whether it's on purpose or not on purpose, they've caught on. They now are looking at this, and they will look and be like, oh, it's FOMC. A year ago, 2 years ago, they had no idea what FOMC even is. Now they've caught on, and the spreads are huge. Let's see. Actually, what are the? Let's see. Oh, whoops, not that one. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, it's 10 pips. Their 2 hours are set for 10. I think this afternoon they're going to be 10 too. At 2, let me see, at a 7. Those are 20. Ugh. Yeah, it's kind of big. If you guys are looking to trade this one later today for news as well, if you want to get into the FOMC game, this one still exists. Well, there's a new one printed, but right. There's one there. There is a... Oh, I missed it by just a little tiny bit. There is one there. Right? There are two ceilings for knockouts. Okay. And again, both of them well within this range, depending on how high up we go. You may be able to get one of these cheap. Again, the knockouts don't have as much volatility or volatility kind of value in them. So it could be an opportunity if you're looking to get short if this rallies up from now till then. But again, I do think we're looking for more of a, put it this way, I don't know, maybe FOMC comes out, nukes everything, right? And says, you know what, we're going to slow down with the dollar because all this bad data, right? We've conquered inflation. I don't think they're going to say that because they've talked about how, we're going to continue. This is a 2-year process. I highly doubt one data point ends it. If one data point does end it, they're slowing down. It also goes back to the fact that, holy crap, you guys said we're going to do this for 2 years, and now we've done 2 months and we're done already. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you just rolling dice with your statements? Like what? So I think we're looking to get short pound dollar today. Pound yen. So this one made it about halfway through. We talked about getting short this position as well. And again, 10:30 yesterday. Here you go. 10:30, we tagged that level. The high was at 10:30. We did pull back down again, and it went what? About 50 pips, right? It didn't make it the whole way, but in looking at this, you gotta respect this. Oh, hold on. Oh, excuse me. In looking at this, you got to say, hey, listen, there's buyers stepping in right there. So, yes, there was a level of risk there, but after you've captured 50 pips into an area of buyers, you got to kind of question, hey, listen, do I want to continue to hold this for like 250? I mean, we typically get reversals in this market after 30 to 35. I'm at 50. Do I want to keep getting greedy on this one? And you had 2 opportunities to be able to get out. Actually, I think this one tagged over there too, but that's what the knockout looked like. And again, you got one entry here. Again, 10:30. We talked about it yesterday. And then another one at 8 o'clock last night. So you had 2 opportunities. Both of them, again, went to the full profit target of where you would expect buyers to step in. It also shows me, too, that there's a level sitting in here that we need to watch out for. And next time we crash through, there could be a Harry Potter trade set up here that, again, there's actually a definable technical level that we can use now to say, hey, now we have a defined level of risk. With this pushing higher, again, kind of the same thinking. It is pushing high. We're going to remove this one now. Again, there's an extended Harry Potter, right? Had his own, right? Right. There's kind of the original here, but either way, 1, 2, 3 pulled back, 4 based in it. Yup. Here's your basing. There's your pullback and a grab. Then it went all the way back up to the other side, right? So right now, we are up in the 63 level. You see, we just kind of banged off the top. The 780 has been broken, so we're going to remove it and then draw it from the bottom now to see if we have any additional areas coming in. Going from bottom to top, you can see the 50. Not really concerned. 23.6, though, just happens to be bisecting right through the middle of this one. And again, we do have a confirmation on that, so maybe we look for something to go on and get a little crazy in here around 162.82. Besides that, the 61.8's got a little something, but again, none of them are really lining up. I think this one probably has more room to run. And this is not the freshest of levels. This is not like a guaranteed, hey, go short here. Why? Because there's the original level. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and this is technically 5. And again, we kind of reestablished a new zone here based off the original. But it's been here a number of times, and we know after that we got some room to run back up to the 164. And again, with everything going on in China, I think, again, once the pound finally gets one bit of good news, I think this one starts to rally back up. Dollar CAD. So, from yesterday, we talked about some levels up top. Yesterday, we were standing right here. Okay, the trade is done now. We talked about that little Harry Potter. It unfortunately didn't pull back, so some of you guys may not have gotten into this one. Again, we got the drop, we got the base, and really the way this one kind of looked with the 1, the 2, the 3, it's kind of like, oh, is this the pullback right there? That was the pullback. It did pull back here, but we didn't get the entry. As you can see, it went past and then kind of turned around, which, again, we expect. Pull these off now. We don't need that. You can see that this one ended up basing coming through, but let's just clean it. Yeah, we're kind of sitting there right now. And like I said, another zone right now, we are chopping back and forth. But look at this. Here, 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 and here. None of these things are great for me. Oil is up a little bit today, up 1%. And again, we are rallying higher on this one. So as far as technicals go, with price driving up into this level of sellers, and actually, let's make this a little bit better. We're going to box it there. And again, this is a knockout from yesterday we don't need. God, they even pushed it deep here. I don't love this zone. But again, if we see price jack right into this thing and start the base right before FOMC, this would be more of a dollar weakness type play. Talking about maybe potentially slowing down, or again, maybe even talking about oil. On a technical level, I don't like this one as much, right? This one has already seen the dollar strength factor in, even though oil is up. So, a little riskier. But on a purely technical, take all fundamentals out, take all news releases out, take everything out. Again, we are looking for more of a roll here. Dollar Swiss. As you can see yesterday, this is where we were standing yesterday. Looks like 10:30, we came back and grabbed this level again. You can see, look, grabbed it here, took off, and then hit it again. So again, obviously chop back and forth. We mentioned this one, and again, it did hit, but we didn't have enough room to run. That's why we left it in blue, and we're really kind of in the same level right now. It hit it here, right? Kind of hit it again, came back up, hit it again, pulled back, hit it again, pulled back, based in it, and now we're chopping and kind of falling back through it. So not really a level, and again, that's why we left it in blue yesterday. There is a level here too, but again, it's backstop without a 1 to 3. So, I don't know if the 61ers got into this one. Look at this video horizontal line. Look, it's literally right on. I don't know if they would have got in. It's close, very, very close. I'm sure somebody will be like, "Yep, I did," even though my price was the exact same as the bid. Yeah, it's 30 pips down from my low. And again, it is technically, I guess you could have said, hey, listen, there's your new level, right? There's your confirmation off the level. There's your roll. I'm good with this pulling back right now. Let's see, is there news that's pulling this back? Inventories are up. No. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm okay with this pulling back down again. As I said, I think dollar strength is probably what they're going to say more than anything else. I don't know if I don't want to take a long off that either, though, right? I mean, if we got a level of basing here, push it deep. Do we do a Harry Potter? There's a small level sitting right here, which is going to be kind of, that's not a 1 to 3. It's close, but this is what happens when you get some chop. But I do like, what happens if we come down to here for FOMC? Do we take a pop off that one? It's 8 pips. 8 pips. Let me see real quick. Gotta check it. That is coming in around the 94.85 level. 94. Oh. There's let's see. There's a 94.73. There's a Natix position right there. A little knockout gives you a little bit of extra padding. It's not horrible. And let's see. What did I say? 94.73. Problem with this one. What sucks about this one is like call spreads are kind of eliminated because the daily ends at 3 p.m. The weekly's like all over the place. So it's kind of like, honestly, the way we may, I mean, honestly, if we can drive down and be somewhere floating around that level, you may be able to get something, again, for people that like the optionality of everything. There's an 11 p.m. on that one. You're not going to use the 3 because it's just not enough. There's an 11 p.m. on that one. Oh, the spread differential is 12. My God. That would require what? 36, 48? Ugh. Again, one of the smallest ATR based pairs, right? And a daily position. I mean, I guess it's a daily, but still 12. They're slipping. They're slipping. Honestly, I think the best opportunity to go long is that's 94.73. So, it's all right. All right, so yen. We can pull this off now. We're fully back up again. Yesterday, we're sitting right here where the reversal was. We got a reversal back from that 786. It came up and it hit this level, pulled back, based in it, pulled back, and is using the 35. So, kind of like where it is right now with the 135. Did this touch? Yeah, it did touch. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Let's see. We can pull some of these things off now. All right. So, There's what it's running into right now. See it? It's already hit it once and it ground back and then used the 135 and it's pushing higher again. There is nothing at 61. How many times have we hit this level? Oh, it's been front run off of it. Right there. Oh, we have hit it once. So, there are 2 levels there on top of each other, actually touching. So, not the freshest of levels on this one. We've already come up, we've hit it once, and it's popped. So, I would say on a purely technical analysis based format, this is more of a sell than anything else. Obviously, this one is going to be hard with FOMC because they are worried about not only the employment state, but they're worried about interest and inflation. They're worried about the overnight rate, and then again, if they're going to work on one, it's going to again put the stock market again, and that gives the yen the proxy that it needs. So it's kind of battling back and forth. So be cautious. Again, FOMC meeting is always a little bit more challenging when you're trying to trade the dollar yen. But on a technical level, I would say that there are some shorts getting ready to come into this one. The question is, how much are they going to run? I mean, it is almost 10:30. Do we see a pullback? Do we pull back to a level like this? Right? Does this become our level where we hit it? We pull back down again, and then when news comes in, right? When news comes in right there, do we see a push back down and then explosion? Could. But vice versa. The yen may take, this could provide an opportunity to go short. So I don't know. I'd say look for either of these two. It's either going to be, probably this level here, 135.62, or potentially a long coming from there, right? 134. Okay. About 100 pip range, top to bottom. We're floating right down the middle. All right. Cryptos all look like they're going lower. Yeah, they're all going lower again. They're coming into buyers down here at 23,000. So you got some room to run. Again, Ethereum looks exactly the same. It's down a little bit more. It also has some buying, but then it has a racetrack scenario. So if Ethereum can break through, again, I'll just move this down. We got a big run all the way back down to 1670. Doji taking it on the chops today, starting to catch back up with its siblings. Again, not really any buying on this one until it comes back down into here. But again, more manipulated than anything else. CL. So from yesterday, we were sitting here yesterday, right? And you can see missed this one by just a little bit. I went just a little bit higher, which we talked about. All right, so we took a bounce. We bounced again. We're still staying low. I would say if we reestablish our more near-term buying areas, it would have been here. This one is already rallying. We have, and again, let's see, today, crude oil, Let's see. API, oil inventory. Whoops, not that. What the heck is that? No, it's this one. This is pretty much dead. There's your oil inventory report. Forecasted it being down 0.11, came in at 0.44. So nothing too exciting here. Nothing too crazy. And looking at this right now, if we drop this down to a 5-minute, does it look like it's holding? Answer is no, not so much. Not holding yet. We are up at the 23.6 now in time for news. So again, with this surge forward, it sounds like the data has already been released. Because again, the 9:30 candle, it's shooting it straight up in the air. And again, the expectation on this one is going to be a little tiny build in surplus, but not too much. So again, right now it's meeting none of the qualifications for a 35-1 strategy. So yeah, I'd say right now, again, we have no stabilization, no nothing. I mean, we got 5 minutes to go, and it's like, where's the stabilization? It's not. It sounds like the data was somebody knows the data ahead of time. So if anything, with it rallying higher, it almost looks like it's going to be a short in time for news. And I'm like, again, we're not really using any of these levels on 1 minutes, but yeah, I would say it almost looks like it's more of a short right now than anything else, right? But again, looks like the data is out, right? It's a $2 move since 9:30 before inventory, right? Inventory comes out in 4 minutes. So in that hour that the market's been open, it's moving, right? It's moving there since the U.S. Open. So, yep. And actually, let's see. Could there be some sellers coming in with fibs? There could be. Right now, we're between the 50 and the 61.8. So, yeah, it looks like it's kind of, again, it looks like the news is out. Looks like the manipulation is real. It looks like someone's already gotten into this one. It does look like it's getting up, more for a reversal back to the downside. Natural gas, taking a little bit of a pause. Again, up to 970 again. God, it's like natural gas and inflation tends to be, honestly, it's like which one could be worse, natural gas prices or inflation on a yearly basis in the UK, right? So again, it is pulling back, but you guys can see from that, that most recent, or I guess this grander, low to high, we literally just took a bank off the 23.6. So, inventory will affect it a bit today. Trade inventory, no, we haven't seen anything more. So, yeah, I would say don't be surprised. This may be the profit taking we were looking for. There's a few areas of buyers coming in. It is a 23.6. Wouldn't be surprised if we turn and bounce off this higher again. I really don't want to come up and hit the 997 again. But as I said, one or two headlines, and I think this one breaks $10. We'll see where it goes. Gold. Look at the choppiness that is gold, right? We talked about it coming down, and we hit it. Look at all the wicks here. Look at this. Up, down, wicks. These are the hairy candles we talk about. It came down and, again, smashed into it, based on top, and now it is reversing back down. We talked about potential profits down here at 1760, still driving lower. At this point, it's just using this to pull back to it. You can see we have a few areas here. Again, we talked about this level here. There's a couple down here at 1750. But all the wicks in here, there's so much indecision in gold right now. We'll see what FOMC has to say today about inflation, and it's working, it's not working. We're going to continue to raise. I would say more today. I am on the bear mindset of this one. I think you take this one and you continue to short it. Silver is following suit again. Silver came down, as you can see, broke through, pulled right back up, used that $20 price tag, and is pushing lower. This zone has been chopped through, but I'll kind of drag it across and show you, hey, listen, this is what we're currently bouncing off of. Silver today also, I do actually like to the downside. I'd say that maybe there's a reversal there at 1932. I'd say that's the one potential right now. I would say obviously this would be profit target first because you're already in a short. Let's see. Is silver getting help from fibs? Probably. Look at that. And again, when it's here, it's close enough. Yeah, from here it's close enough. You're like, oh God, look, it's the 20 psychological level and a 23.6 and a level, right? There's your hiccup candle right there. So, yeah. So, But I would say silver today, probably. Again, I want to see what it looks like between the 1 and 2 o'clock hour. But FOMC meeting notes, I think they're going to say they're going to continue. They're going to inflation is still too high. It's getting under control, but we're going to continue to stay at the course. I think that makes silver head straight down, even though it's quite large today. All right, let's see VIX. VIX obviously chopping back, and again, gap down very, very quickly. Again, not a whole lot going on. Let's see opening print, what we would have had today. Look at this. 9:15, 9:30. Technically, zone. Technically, zone. Right? Not my favorite of zones, but again, we're not here to cherry pick data. There you go. Right? It was a pullback. There's your wick behind the wall, showing you where there's the imbalance. There's your confirmation test of it. It continued to drive down, and in most cases, you're more kind of looking for shorts on this one because it was a downtrend, but it did find a level. And again, it did break through its 1 to 3. It hit it, pulled all the way back down again, smashed through it a second time. So again, there's 1 to 1 on a 15-minute strategy. NQ. Let's see. Let's find our candle. 9:30 right here. It opened. This one I would not have traded because look, right there's your original zone right there. Right there's your 1. There's your 2. There's your 3 hits. So you're not really looking for that one to sustain. And what did it do? There's your 8:30. Hit it again. Hit it again. It opened right above it. You're like, yeah, this is going to falter. And it did. It faltered. It smashed through and went all the way up. It did go up and then came all the way back down again. So this would not have been an entry just based off the number of hits on the zone, both back here as well as here. Right? Again, we're not taking 4 hits. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. You could say 5. And then again, here's your 9:30. It was sitting on top of it. Smash, smash, smash. You're like, yeah, it's not going to hold. And it didn't. So even though it popped, not an entry. Not an entry. So where this one could go down to today, probably there's a lot of chopping here. Here. Probably forecast for here. Yeah, I would say that that's probably where we're aiming for to the downside today. Would be here, 13,360. Right, 13,360. Yeah. Not a good day for NQ. Not the weakest, but nothing there. Let's see, what do we got here? 9:30. Yeah, this one's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's there. Unfortunately, there's not really a great zone, right? I mean, it's a bunch of wicks, right? And again, 9, look at this. 8:30, 8:45, 9, 9:15, 0 movement. So I would say, yeah, this one didn't really qualify. Not really in a zone that I like. If it had pushed down to here, I would have been okay with it, but not too much of a fan. Let's see, is it getting some artificial help? Yeah, not really. But funny. We blew through this one. We hit it, and we talked about a break of it, and then boom, broke here. I would say also bearish thinking for YM, but yeah. Would not have been opening print setup. So just 1 for 3 so far on opening prints, just based off of where it is. Let's see, what was the number here? It's awesome. I love it. So good. So manipulated, right? How do we go from this? Here's the industry-specific report. Not supposed to be much. It wasn't much. And then what do? This. What is it? It's a huge down draw, right? Come on, you missed it by 7 million barrels, right? And come on, it took off at 9:30 this morning, right? There's the takeoff point this morning at 9:30. And magically, we missed by 7 million barrels. Oh, Mr. Pelosi. Oh, Mr. Pelosi. So yeah, I would expect for it to roll back down, but that is a gigantic, you're seeing this like, why is it down? That was a huge number because it's already been moved up. So that would be why, again, like I said, would this have been one of our setups today? Was there stabilization from the time it opened? No. And again, every other news release, it's like, oh, let's see, where does it push price? It went straight up. So Yeah, here's just yet another example about there are some people out there that have the data before others, right? And now you're seeing this amazing number and it's already down $1. Why is it down $1? Because everybody and their brother is seeing this and going, holy crap, and buying it. And all the smart people that had the data ahead of time, not smart people, but you know what I mean. The people that had the hidden blue folder, right? They knew they price higher just to sit there and take advantage of all the retail traders that just saw that number and now have all gotten stopped out. And now we'll see the stabilization and probably bounce a little bit. So, wah, wah, wah. Yeah, nothing like some good old market manipulation. Yeah. All right. So last one. Let's go to Russell. Would Russell have had an entry? I'm going to go 15 so I can see some candles. Nope. Price is in here. 930 candle. Let's see. 930 was actually here. Not really. There's no zone to draw. Actually, 930 started there. No, that's the profit target we were looking for before. So yeah, we knew there was some chop in there. So it looks like 1 for 4 for entry, 1 for 1 on profit targets being hit. The other one's not really in great zones. Like I said, NQ, just 5 hits on it, not great. YM, again, with no definable. We knew buyers were there, but trying to find that list. And again, I don't know. I mean, I guess we could cheat on this one and say, wait a second, there's something there. And if I had to draw the zone, I don't know if we would have got entry, but there's where your zone would have kicked in. Right? There's your zone. So the answer is yes. 930 candle is right there. Did that make it all the way up? Let's see. And again, I'm trying to stay with the basic rules, guys. 1 to 3 is right there. There's 1 to 3.07. So more than there's 1 to 3 exactly. There you go. So yep. So had you dropped down to the lower time frame, knowing that this one had levels there, again, we just didn't. On the 15-minute, you can't see it. Are you able to drop down and do it? Yes, but I'm trying to stay consistent with the rules on this one and stay with just 15s. But if you did say, hey, listen, I know there's something there, but I can't draw it, and you went down to the lower time frame to draw 5s, you absolutely should have been able to draw that zone, and there's your 1 to 3 in the morning time frame. So, yeah. All right, so that's it. Let's go ahead and do our drawing. Eki won yesterday, so Eki's going for 100. Everybody else is going for 25 today. Looks like we got all the usual suspects in. Let's go ahead and close this down. Who's in there? Let's see. Sean's in there. Will's in there. No. Oh, Ernest is in there. Yep. Nero. Debbie Marie. Yep. Okay, good. All right. Winner of today's drawing is Ernest. Mr. My kids are back at school. Mr. My kids are back at school. I'm telling you, Ernest. When I saw that one last night, I was like, you know what? I was like, hey, let me see in chat who's trading tonight. Let me see who's trading. And when I saw it said Ernest typing, I was not surprised. But then I saw that you were like, I haven't even looked at charts because my kids are back and it's like craziness. And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot Texas. Oh yeah, Texas. Look at that. Whoops. Have fun. All right, with that said, I'm out of here. You guys have a great trading day today. If you need anything, shoot me a message in Discord. I am around. I do have to run out and go pick Mom up. Melissa dropped her off, and I got to go pick her up today. Again, we're finishing up the chemotherapy. She had her last round. Yesterday, she did her flush. Today, she has her meeting, and I think her port is getting taken out maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. I don't know, something like that. But I don't think it's going to interrupt the schedule at all as far as the rest of the trading week. So anyway, watch out. Movement will slow down today. Don't forget that we do have FOMC meeting notes today. Should provide us some explosion. Look to see how things move the 30 minutes beforehand. And again, take one last look if you guys haven't today. And if you need a laugh, take one last look at this one right here. Right? Do one last look and be like, ha, ha, ha. It's amazing how manipulated oil is some days. And again, that's why we have rules for things like the 35-1 strategy. Because again, sometimes some people have that data before the rest of us. All right? But it doesn't mean you have to get suckered into a trap. All right, I'm out of here. You guys take care. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.